here, guys. Okay, so we're going to connect to YouTube. And we got Instagram is live. There we go. And we're going to set ourselves up. We should probably go to subscriber only pretty soon here. But we're going to leave it as is on there. Okay. All right. What is going on, everybody? I got to change the headline here. We're going to talk about Iran today. We got Iran protesting, and we got, of course, a lot of things happening with Venezuela, Maduro, and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to kick it off and jump right in. Let me actually change this here so people are not misled. We're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. So let's just put the date here. So the 26th, baby. Let's go. Let's do this. All right, guys. Again, welcome to the live chat, to the live stream. It's Rep America time, baby. We represent America, and we are doing a lot. In the last, we've done a lot recently. A lot to talk about. Maduro, the no kings, all of a sudden want kings, and a lot of other things going on. Bowtie, hello. Glad to have you and welcome to the live stream. We're going to get this kicked off. We're going to talk about Iran. Again, guys, we're going to talk about Iran. We're going to talk about the protest. We're going to, take questions. We're going to talk about some opinions. What do people think about this Iran thing? What do I think about this Iran thing? What do I know about it? What is Patrick Bet-David saying about it? I mean, he came out rightfully talking about the prince and what the prince has been up to, how the prince is reacting to the protests in Iran, and all of that kind of stuff. So a lot to cover, and I'm just going to verify a couple of things here, guys, real quick. So give me just one moment, and we are looking good. Beautiful, guys. All right, let's kick it off. Before I start chatting and rambling and stuff, we're going to kind of get things started, and we are going to watch a little bit about what the heck is going on with Iran and all that kind of stuff. So this is a live stream from Iran, and this is, I don't know how live their live stream is, but this is a actual live stream that is talking about Iran. And we got somebody, Tia in Instagram is saying, keep an eye on Cuba. Cuba trades or traded heavily with Venezuela. And yes, we are going to talk about Cuba. We are going to talk about Marco Rubio, who is Cuban. We're going to talk about a lot of things. So we got M Join says, this is a good thing. Thank you very much. Glad to have you back. And it says, Manuel Correa says, when are Americans going to be first? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. And I will just give you a bit of opinion here. People say Venezuela, Maduro, that's not America first. I thought Trump is America first. How about Cuba? That's not America first. Iran, that's not America first. So you got Manuel Correa asking us, when are Americans going to be first? Well, let me ask you this. Is it America first if we are going to protect our homeland? If Venezuela has fallen into the hands of radical, crazy dictators that are in bed with China, Russia, North Korea, and they are really close to our homeland, and all of a sudden we're having all these other nations have control over regions that are very close to us, I think we need is protecting that America first? I think so. Of course, people equate the words America first with a lot of different things. Some people have different ideas of what that means. Some people think, oh, it's just the things inside. Things are shifting. Oh, uncertain times. Okay, never mind. I thought the stream was down. Okay, so a lot of people think America first means what, means that we have to concentrate just inside of our borders. Some people think, no, America first is what's in the best interest of Americans in general, whether it's inside our borders or outside our borders. Here's another question. Is another country or the dictatorship of another country having a hit out on your president of your country? Is that, if another country like currently Islamic regime has had, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the government has had a hit out on Trump for the last, I don't know how many years, is that America first? So America first is a tough one for people to figure out, but in my opinion, it's protecting the motherland, protecting our homeland. It's doing the right things inside and outside of our country for the betterment of Americans and America in general. And a stable America, a healthy America, a good America, a strong America, a clean America, a well-managed America is better for the rest of the world. And so regardless, we are working on everything outside and inside. Trump is not just one man. Doing the Maduro, capturing Maduro is not just the only thing that's being done. Of course, we are doing so many things. Trump is making America great again in a lot of different ways. And we can just go on and on and on about the border and illegal immigration and the fraud that's being found and men out of women's sports. And I mean, we could just go on and on, and crime. And, we can go on and on and on and on and on about all the things that we're doing for America first. Okay. We can also continue that conversation and talk about the other things that are also America first, which in my opinion is, capturing Maduro is America first. Protecting our country, protecting the homeland is America first. If Iran was not in the hands of a crazy dictatorship that is wishing death on Americans and America, I think that is America first. I've been to that country. I've been to Iran 3 times. And I've spent months there. Each time that I went, I spent at least a month or more each one of those 3 times. And I've seen it, and I've heard it from everyone, and I've seen it. They say, literally, in that country, they say death to America, death to Americans. They also say death to Israel and death to Jews. And they are actively doing things to pursue the death of America and Americans. Iran, the government of Iran has been paying, is like a mafia boss, has been paying its other outside neighbors to do its bad deeds and to go after this goal of death to America and death to Americans. So, in my opinion, that's America first. So we're going to continue. We're going to keep going. Let's see here. So I might have to go to subscriber only mode soon, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I got someone in the chat saying, what's this guy's name? Ali Khan. He says, you so low IQ, it's down with America and down with Israel, not death. No, it's not. It's not down with. I know bro, I'm a descendant of Persians, bro. I know what that means when they say Magbar America, Magbar Israel and Americans and all that stuff. You're the one that's low IQ. You're the moron who thinks you know what they're saying and you have no idea. You're hearing it. It's literally, they're saying death to America, death to Americans. So thank you for playing, but you've lost and you failed and you're a loser. So that's what it is. And we're going to get started. I want to learn a little bit more together. We're going to look at some of these images and we're going to continue this. Let's look at this. Let's see what's going on here. So this is a prior video. I'm gonna go to a different one here that will give us a better idea of what's happening. Where is this one at? Here we go.
Iran. The anti-Islamic occupation Iranians have ambushed a huge number of IRGC Basij militants, and a number of IRG spaces have also been targeted today. A huge number of explosions that we reported earlier on. We're going to give you guys all the updates in this. As you can see, we have a lot of people already watching live, including a lot of trolls, a lot of left-wing Islamist weirdos and newbie trolls who don't understand how this channel operates, and they're going around saying this is fake news, this is clickbait or whatever. Unfortunately,
thank you, Min. Min, should I go subscriber only? I think I should, huh? Yeah, let's do that. Let me go subscriber only. Give me just a moment. And there we are. Beautiful. What is this? Grow Ecosystem says North America, don't be the bully stupid guy. What are you talking about, bro? You guys are idiots.
Unfortunately, unlike your favorite channel, you trolls, I am not Candace Owens. And I don't go, I don't know, but I know. Because I know, and I know. And we have, based on the intel that we have received, we know that Prime Minister Netanyahu has obviously seen the plans already. Things will happen. And for those who say, well, how do you know? You're lying. How many times do we have to go through this on this channel? Remember last year with the Iran war, when everybody said, my TUC is saying, not talking nonsense, Israelis are not attacking, and they did. And when I mentioned President Trump, people said, no, Trump is not going to hit Iran, and he did. And days ago, when we were talking about Venezuela, no, US is not going to go boots on the ground in Venezuela to, for example, pick up the president. Well, all this happened. So calm down, sit at the back, let's get on with the show. There is a lot to cover. First things first, before we talk about the Israeli plans and, of course, what will happen to the IRGC, the civil war continues, essentially. First, let's go to Sistan and Baluchistan, where the Baluch have been fighting back massively against the Islamic occupation. Clashes reported there. They're not giving up, which is good.
So guys, I'm going to pause the video just to give you a little bit of what's going on in Iran. Of what I know, there are basically 4 separate groups. There are the Islamic government of Iran. There's, which are the radical Islamic, government that are pretty much policing, governing the country. There are the leftists, or like the, not really, I guess, socialist or leftist, more like woke. You could consider them left, like it's the same thing as left, like in our country or any Western country. They're the left, they're the liberal. And there are this other kind of group called the MEK. And these 3 groups that I just mentioned, the government of Iran, the left woke group, and the MEK, these people are all together on the same side. And then you have the pretty much entire civilian population, the people of Iran. And the people of Iran, in my opinion, is probably about 70 to 80% of the rest of the country. And then you have people that are just captured mentally, that are just ideologically captured in their hardcore Islam, and they follow the government no matter what. You got people that live off of the government. Government literally has been paying them. And so you basically got the government, the woke left side against, so the government and the woke together against the people of Iran. And that's what's happening. These 2 are fighting each other. And that's what's happening.
So that's in the southeastern part of Iran. But there's also Kermanshah, which we've been talking a lot about over the last 8-9 days. Things continue to kick off there, and it's basically turned into a whole war zone.
Min, I'm pretty good. I didn't lose connection.
And over the last few hours, the Israeli Defense Forces have also mobilized their troops around Lebanon. They hit the IRGC's Hezbollah bases in the south of Lebanon. Of course, there is a lot of chaotic situation as well with the regrouping of Hezbollah militants. It seems like the Lebanese government continue to be all over the place instead of actually trying their best to disarm Hezbollah. But as the money runs out from Tehran, of course, Hezbollah will also have to pack their bags and leave. But the issue with the Israelis. So soon you're going to find out more about this, of course, as we are way ahead of the mainstream media as usual. The Israeli Security Cabinet held a 5-hour meeting, and this is about Operation Iron and the Iron Strike, Operation Iron Strike, which is basically the code name now for the attack on the IRGC. Primarily, of course, the ballistic missiles and also the air defense systems. The Israelis, by hitting the Hezbollah bases today, not only sent a message to Iran, but also sent a message to the rest of the proxies that we are still active. The war hasn't stopped, and we are watching you. We know where you are. We know what you're doing, and we are prepared. And then, of course, the plans have now been obviously outlined in terms of what comes next. In regards to the developments, a 5-hour meeting with the Israeli Security Cabinet.
So, guys, needless to say, Israel is very much involved. As I told you earlier, when in Iran, they say death to America, death to Americans. They also say death to Israel. And they've been doing everything they can against Israel. They have, as he was saying, Hezbollah in Lebanon and all these other terrorist groups all over the globe. Iran has literally been paying terrorist groups in South America and training their troops and getting them ready, and in some cases deploying them to go and fight and do terrorism around the world. So, needless to say, Israel has been involved. Israel has been going out and doing what they do. And they've been protecting the people of Iran. They've been on the ground trying to help the people of Iran. And they are also, using force against Hezbollah, which is basically the terrorist group that is also helping the government of Iran to pretty much attack its own people. So it's pretty wild, a lot of stuff going on. But with that said, I'm going to kind of change gears a little tiny bit. We're going to look at this kind of Maduro thing and Tim Walz and kind of see what's going on there. Let's hear from Mike Johnson and get the legality of this Maduro arrest and see what that's all about.
What we've heard and what we're facing here. So I'm going to share with you some thoughts on paper here. Let me say this with regard to the top line on all of this. The U.S. military operation in Venezuela was a decisive and justified action. Nicolas Maduro is responsible for the deaths of untold thousands of Americans after years of trafficking illegal drugs and violent cartel members into our country. This is undisputed and everybody agrees with it. These are crimes for which he's been indicted in U.S. courts, and an arrest warrant was duly issued. And now he has learned what accountability looks like. Under President Trump, the United States will no longer allow criminal regimes to profit from wreaking havoc and destruction on our country. He's putting Americans first and succeeding where others have failed, and this is very clear. This operation demonstrated the unmatched precision and effectiveness, professionalism, and capability of the U.S. military. There's no other force on planet Earth that can do what we can do. And it produced an outcome only America's armed forces could achieve. Our brave military personnel who executed this successful operation with speed and precision and power deserve our gratitude and our congratulations. You should sleep a little better at night knowing that we have this great force. The Maduro regime functioned as a criminal organization masquerading as a government. This was not a legitimate president of a country. It systematically used the instruments of the Venezuela state, which is its military, its intelligence services, and its territory, to facilitate trafficking drugs into the United States. These activities were conducted in coordination with designated narco-terrorists and transnational criminal organizations that are very dangerous, directly threatening the U.S.'s sovereignty and public health and national security. The Biden administration, the previous team, offered a $25 million bounty for information leading to Maduro's arrest, following a successful 2020 indictment. Maduro had multiple opportunities to change course and cooperate with international law enforcement, and he chose not to do that. And now he's going to face the full force of American justice on U.S. soil. Congress continues to exercise oversight of U.S. military operations and closely track this situation. Tonight's briefing to the Gang of Eight was a part of that. This briefing was the 20th bipartisan briefing on military operations involving Venezuela so far. The administration has scheduled an all-member briefing on Wednesday, and I don't know if it's confirmed while we were in there, but it will be midweek. With regard to the war powers and the compliance.
Yeah, looking at what you guys are saying in the chat, and it's crazy. We've all seen the memes. We've all seen the idiocy. We've all seen these morons that were saying no kings to Trump now saying, hey, wait a minute, we love kings. Actually, more importantly, we love dictators that smuggle drugs into other people's countries and kill a lot of people. You can't make this shit up. These people are just they're completely checked out mentally. And basically the Democrat Party, the far left lunatics are running their brains. Are managing their brains for them. Like puppets, they're just doing whatever they do, whatever they want. These guys follow suit. They're holding a new sign every day. They don't even know what they're out there for. We got people out there talking to the protesters. They don't even know what they're talking about. And it's been the same story for the last year. Protest, protest, protest. You go out there, talk to the protest. They have no idea what they're protesting. And it's just, there's nothing you could do. This is never ending shit. And so we got Maduro. We captured Maduro. We went in middle of the night, captured Maduro, and that was insane. That was unbelievable. What a crazy thing we did with no American casualties. Unbelievable. A guy that is not a legitimate president or king or anything of a country, pretty much a mob boss, pretty much a drug dealer, drug trafficker. We just said it in the chat. Human trafficker in some cases. I don't know the full extent to it. I mean, I'm sure I could really, really go after it, but we know that the guy was trafficking drugs into our country. The guy was a dictator that was in bed with all the other countries that was allowing them to go in there and set up shop. And we're not going to put up with that. We don't want all those people, all those countries. We don't want Russia, China, North Korea. We don't want these bad actors in our backyard. We don't want it. We're not going to deal with it. And one of the funny parts is when they ask Trump, what are you going to do with the oil? He says, we're going to keep it. And, it's this attitude and it's this, just way of, you know what? No more explain to these people. No more playing Mr. Nice Guy. It's time to put our foot down, put our feet down, stand up for our country. And we honestly need to treat this as like an example that we set for the rest of the world. Yes, it's America first, but we should also be keeping an eye out for the way that we are setting an example. There's other countries out there that people say are too far gone. You got England, France, Australia, Canada. We can keep going. These woke countries that pretty much have given up their countries to the immigrants, to Islam in many cases. And not only are we not going to do that, not only did we vote against being woke and being pussies, we did this last year. We said no more. We're not going to be beta. We're gonna run the country the way it's supposed to be run. We're not going to be a bunch of little pansies. We're going to do what's right, do what we need to do. Sometimes the parents got to come home and lay the law down, and run the household the way it's supposed to be. Like I told you guys before, Trump is like daddy. He's come home, and all these kids were going around doing all kinds of dumb shit, and now it's time to stop and clean up your room. And that's what's happening. Period. That's it. And there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. There's no more having to explain. There's no more having to tiptoe around on eggshells and all that kind of crap. We're not doing it. Yeah, I love Jesse too, bro. Jesse, no more betas, bro. Beta male. No more beta males, dude. We're not doing this anymore. We're not playing that game. You see Pete Hegseth come out. What was it? He said, "Yeah, we're proud of our boys. They did a great job of flying those planes," or whatever he said. And they came out and said, "Well, how come you don't mention the women that are pilots and stuff?" He's like, when I give them congratulations and I say give the boys or something like that, I mean everybody. He says he's proud of the women, but everyone wants, they just want to, they lose their mind. They're complete, like I said, they're captured. The brains are gone. And the crazy part is they're in this mentality of trying to cater to these like 1% of morons that are wondering how come we didn't mention the girl pilots. It's like, dude, if that's what you're only worried about this whole time of all of this that just went down with Maduro and Venezuela, socialism, communism, and all this kind of stuff that's going on, and you're wondering how come Pete didn't say girl, like you're an idiot, you're a moron. So we're not doing this stuff anymore. It's all done. It's over. And the oil, we're keeping it. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And we're gonna continue on here on this little road that we're on here. So let's go and see what the. Oh, here we go. This is what I want to see.
The question remains: who will succeed the brutal dictator and bring much-needed change and freedom to the country? One name making headlines is Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado. Remember, she rose to prominence after winning the independently run opposition presidential primary with more than 92% of the vote before Maduro then dictated that she be taken off the ballot. Now, that was only back in 2023. In the hours following the successful raid and the arrest of Maduro, Machado posted on X saying, quote, "Venezuelans, the hour of freedom has arrived." Now, remember, upon winning the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize, Maria dedicated that prize and award to President Trump. She said on X, quote, in part, "I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause." But that is far from the only praise she has given President Trump. Now, following his decisive victory against Kamala Harris, she congratulated the president, promised that the rightful democratic government of Venezuela would be a reliable ally to the U.S. Now, she was also quick.
Yes, guys. Our military is incredible, man. It's unmatched. It's unbelievable when you go through and listen to the whole story of exactly what went down. It just blows your mind, and it's incredible. So, you guys are saying here FAFO. That's what happened, dude. They effed around and found out. And by the way, that's the name of this hat. I got these hats. This is Rep America, navy blue with the red, with the all red flag. And this is the FAFO hat, and that's what this is all about. These are the Rep America colors, and these are my colors. And I got the two other hats. I think if I turn this way, you can see them. I got the red and the dark MAGA style color back there. So anyway, you can get those on repamerica.com, and we're going to keep going.
Quick to thank President Trump for his, quote, firmness and determination in upholding the law after Maduro was ousted. In fact, since he won in November of 2024, Maria Corina Machado has thanked President Trump and
America's janitor, bro. Thank you for your service, bro. Love to hear that.
And his support, and commended his resolve to help the people of Venezuela.
Exactly. Gabriel Quintana, bro. Exactly. Don't F around, bro. Don't F with America. I love it, man. I love that.
Many, many times publicly and on X and elsewhere. She joins us now for an exclusive interview. Maria, It's good to see you again. How are you?
I'm fine, and I want to thank you, Sean, you personally, and Fox News for the incredible support you have given throughout all this long journey for the cause of democracy of our people in Venezuela.
Let's go back to 2023. You won 92% of the vote to be the opposition leader. Maduro prevented you from being on the ballot. How was he able to do that?
Well, because they absolutely control the judiciary system and also the electoral council. So it was a miracle. Everybody told us it was impossible to carry independent elections in a primary process. And we were able to bring the country together to carry these elections organized by civil society with millions of people participating. And the fact is that cowardly, he feared us, he feared me, Maduro, so he thought that by banning me, he would stop us from winning. But exactly the opposite happened. Edmundo González Urrutia standing in my place, and we moved all around the country and managed to bring a country together and defeated Maduro by a landslide with incredible under extreme conditions, unfair conditions, Sean.
Well, that was the person that replaced you.
I'm surprised she's alive, man, because Maduro, I think, was trying to get rid of her. And she miraculously did what she had to do to stay alive. And we're glad she's still alive. She's the one that was supposed to win, from what I understand. Again, I'm no expert, and I'm not going to act like I am. But from what everyone's saying, she was supposed to be the one running the country, and Maduro basically stopped all that and started going after her. So she's lucky to be alive. And yes, as you guys are saying, man, our military is incredible. What we did, we flew in, we went to their military base. So if you guys are ever wondering what the hell's going on, we literally, Maduro was stationed, his palace, or what his complex, they call it, was in the middle of their military base. We went straight into his complex in the middle of their military base and were able to literally physically capture him before he was trying to close some like door that would be like this protective specific area. Got him before he could actually close that door. And no American casualties in the process. Absolutely incredible. Let's continue.
You and that you're very close to. But let me go back and talk about it. You stayed in the country, but you were hiding within your country until you went to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. And I want you to tell us, you never went back at that point. Did you not go back because you feared for your life? And tell us, I mean, it's not very usual that people will dedicate the Nobel Peace Prize to the leader of a different country and say publicly, he deserves this more than I do. But you did that.
Let me be very clear. As soon as I learned that we had been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, I dedicated to President Trump because I believed at that point that he deserved it. And a lot of people, most people said it was impossible to achieve what he has just done on Saturday, January 3rd. So if I believed he deserved it on October, imagine now. I think he has proven to the world what he means. I mean, January 3rd will go down in history as the day justice defeated a tyranny. It's a milestone, and it's not only huge for the Venezuelan people and our future, I think it's a huge step for humanity, for freedom and human dignity.
Have you spoken with President Trump since then?
I spoke with President Trump on October 10th, the same day the prize was announced. Not since then, but I do want to say today, on behalf of the Venezuelan people, how grateful we are for his.
I got to pause it, and because you guys are talking about some of this stuff that I wanted to talk about too, and you're right. So yes, we have been talking a lot about these machines, these voting machines that you guys are talking about. Yes. These Dominion voting machines that were used in Venezuela. And I guess it's the same type of thing or somehow the software is connected in some cloud or some way, or something to do with our voting machines. I don't really know. Again, I'm not an expert on that, but heard a lot about the fact that we're finding out that hundreds of thousands and in some cases 1 million votes were switched over from from Trump to Biden in that 2020 election. So don't know exactly, if it's real or not, if it's been confirmed or not, but it's absolutely wild to find out that that's what happened. A lot of people knew that all along, but it's wild to actually get that kind of to hear that and that it actually did happen.
Courageous vision, the actions, historical actions he has taken against these narco
Min, good to have you. Have a good night. We'll catch you in a little bit.
terrorist
I'll hold it down.
regime.
We're in subscriber only mode, so I don't think chat's going to get too crazy, but I'll keep an eye out. Thank you,
to
though.
start
Thank you for your help, man.
dismantling this structure and bringing Maduro to justice, which means that 30 million Venezuelans are now closer to freedom, but also that the United States of America is a safer country nowadays.
Right. Did you at any point offer to give him the Nobel Peace Prize? Did that actually happen? I had read that somewhere. I wasn't sure if it was true.
Well, it hasn't happened yet, but I certainly would love to be able to personally tell him that we believe the Venezuelan people, because this is a prize of the Venezuelan people, certainly want to give it to him and share it with him. What he has done, as I said, is historic. It's a huge step towards a democratic transition. And I want to convey this to the American people, Sean. A free Venezuela means, first, a security ally, dismantling the criminal hub of the Americas and turning it into a security shield. The strongest ally to dismantle all these criminal structures that have made, so much damage and harm to our people and to the American people as well. Secondly, we will turn Venezuela into the energy hub of the Americas.
What's up, Pat? What's up, Spider? What's going on, guys? Good to have you, man. Welcome to the stream. And we got the person who I believe is supposed to be the president of Venezuela, and she's letting us know what she was trying to give the Nobel Peace Prize to Trump, and she's ready to, I think, take power or whatever the case is. I don't know what's going to go down, but happy to hear what she's saying. She's basically saying that instead of Venezuela being a safe haven for all of the bad actors around the world, for Russia, China, North Korea, and all that kind of stuff, to be right here in our backyard, it should be a shield, a protection for us, something that we can look forward to as a help, some type of a backup, some type of a support, at the very least, not an open door for our enemies. Okay? So that's what she's saying, and I'm very glad to hear that. And that's obviously what we had in mind, why we went in. Of course, there's oil. Of course, there's gold. Of course, the oil is more important than gold to us. But of course, there's all that kind of stuff. But more importantly, I think, is the strategic geographical location of Venezuela and what that means to us, our military, and the well-being of our motherland. So I'm glad what has happened. I just, every single day that goes by, Trump seems to just, amaze me more and more, and the rest of the world more and more each and every day. It's just incredible. The resolve that he has and his hard work. So we're just super happy about that. This is what we voted for, guys. This is it. This is exactly what we voted for. We wanted this. We wanted strength. Peace through strength. We wanted strength. We wanted economy. We wanted someone brave. We wanted someone that's not asleep every day. We wanted someone that is on top of it, someone that has a plan, someone that has a vision, someone that is trying to do the absolute very best for America and the Americans, and that's who we got. The Great White Hope, guys.
The Great White Hope.
That's right. Donald Trump, baby.
The Great White Hope.
Let's keep going here. Let's keep this up. All right. So there's a couple things I saved on Instagram that I want to pull up to you guys. So we'll go through some of these. We got, okay. So Ana Navarro on The View.
The Cuban American community.
Surprised her own hosts, her own colleagues on The View. For once, she agrees or is happy with what Trump has done. Can you believe it? Wow, hell has frozen over.
Who voted for this? The people in South Florida, the Venezuelan community, the Cuban American community, the Nicaraguan American community voted for this. And for us, this is a very, very happy day when we see a dictator who has been part of oppressing and abusing the Venezuelan people for 25 years, when we see him in handcuffs and held to some sort of accountability. It brought me into tears. It brought me great joy. I think you can criticize and ask questions and have concerns about the way it was done and what this means in the future.
Right.
And I think you can still celebrate that this murderous, corrupt, sadistic son of a bitch is out of Venezuela. There's 8 million Venezuelan exiles all over the world. People have fled from this man's tyrannical rule.
Is she pregnant?
Who voted for this? The people in South Florida, the Venezuelan community.
So you guys know The View. You guys know she hates Trump. You guys know if Trump was to cure cancer, Ana Navarro would be pissed off. You guys, we're all aware of that. But she has a soft spot in her heart for Venezuela. And I don't know how, but she understands what's right and wrong in this situation and is giving Trump props and is happy for something that Trump has done. I can't believe it. Can you believe that's crazy? So I wanted to play that for you guys. We got some crazy stuff. I got something from San Francisco. Guys, San Francisco wants to give reparations to black people to the tune of, I think, $5 million per person. Check this out.
San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie just signed a reparations fund law to give out $5 million checks to black residents. But there's one giant problem. The city is broke. Lurie quietly inked the reparations fund ordinance last week while the city is drowning in a $1 billion budget deficit. The bill is being called the ultimate virtue signal. It creates a fancy new framework for payments in $1 homes, but Lurie openly admitted the city isn't actually putting any money into it. He says he's focused on clean and safe streets while the city's historic debt makes actual payouts impossible. While SF plays make-believe with millions, the rest of California is under the microscope. Congressman Ro Khanna is now demanding a scorched earth audit of the entire state budget. He's calling out Newsom's high-risk programs for billions in fraud and eligibility errors. It's a civil war between the state's biggest Democrats as the feds start circling the $72 billion in waste and abuse across the Golden State. What do you think of this move?
So I'm in California, and I desperately want California to turn around because this is just crazy. So let's keep going.
Hello, you all. Woke up in Spain to the news that Trump had bombed Venezuela, and now Trump has announced that he detained Maduro and his wife, and they have been flown out of the country. I hope to God that this is the end of a very long, dark, awful chapter for the Venezuelan people. Today, for me, is a good day because Maduro is out. He is a son of a bitch. I hope this sends a message to the other sons of bitches in the region. You may disagree with the way Trump did it.
Louis is absolutely right. California was not a slave state. California. So we're going back to reparations. These guys in San Francisco, again, they signed a bill to give reparations to black people to the tune of $5 million per person, except they don't actually have the money to do that. So it's just a show. But it's crazy because of what you guys just said in the chat. Louis Harper just said California was not a slave state. And Joyner says California wasn't even a territory. California, bro, there were no slaves in California, and there were no slave owners in California. So who would pay reparations to who? There were no slaves and no people that had slaves in California. I don't even understand what the hell's going on. And guys, this whole reparation thing is insane. What are we even talking about? If you're who is a slave? Who was a slave? Did you know black people owned slaves? Tons of slaves. A massive amount of slaves. Did you guys know that America and England were the first countries in the world to stop slavery? Did you know that Democrats were fighting Republicans when Republicans were trying to get rid of slavery? Democrats were fighting them on that. Did you know that? And then here you go. You got the Democrats. What do? They want to take taxpayer money to go buy votes. So they want to take your hard-earned money, yours and mine, hard-earned money, tax dollars, and give it to other people so those people will vote for them. The same party that was against abolishing slavery wants to give money to slaves to buy their votes. And we all just sit around and go, oh, wow, that's interesting.
It's done. There was no way that it was going to end any other way, because once he started bombing boats, and we've bombed boats and alleged drug boats and killed over 115 people. I think Trump thought getting rid of Maduro was going to be easy and Maduro was going to scare easily. He didn't. It took him doing this. So yeah, he did it without congressional authorization. This was an act of war. All of these things. But it's now done. I think it doesn't escalate from here because
Okay, we got it. She's super happy about Venezuela and what Trump did for once. Guys, it's incredible. I had to put that on because that's just, I've never heard Ana Navarro from The View say one single good thing about Trump ever. So this was just incredible to see. But what are you guys talking about here? Yes, Donnie Newman says, I'm stuck in California too. We're probably going to have $8 gas because of Gavin Newsom. Yeah. I have gas. I drive gas cars and I pay currently $5 a gallon. I put premium gas. I pay $5 a gallon. It's insane. And it's going up. It was going down and now it's going to go back up because Gavin Newsom gave the middle finger to pretty much anything good for the state of California. Gavin Newsom said to go get lost. Crazy. What's Prop 40? Prop 40, let's look that up. California Prop 40, redistricting. Yeah. So we got all of that going on. And we still got transgender going on.
That's a boy! That's a boy! That's a man!
The student, whose name is A.B. Hernandez, has been dominating track and field competitions in the state of California and is now ranked #1 in the nation for girls track and field.
Transgender high school track star A.B. Hernandez has been dominating her competition, even winning a girls triple jump event by a whopping 8 feet over her naturally born biological competition, leaving the crowd at the event stunned. And AB's mama, well, she said if you got plans on hating, there'll be consequences for you too.
Please be cautious on the shirts you will be wearing. They could be a potential violation of Education Code Section 200 for bullying or harassment. And I wouldn't want anyone disqualified for, the negative influence from outside voices.
And on top of all that, the mama said don't be a bad sport by trying to sit out, because you'll only be hurting yourself.
Do not sit out because you are only hurting your own chances of placing and succeeding. What better way to respond than the same way that AB did with positive sportsmanship when she first started?
That's a boy!
Positive sportsmanship? You mean when he could not compete with men and so he went ahead and changed his gender at recess, decided he's going to go ahead and compete with women, with girls, and beat them.
$40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
Come on, man.
40
Making mice transgender, guys.
An economics professor at a local college.
All right, so what else we got here? This is a message to the leader of Iran, or not the leader of Iran, I'm sorry, the Crown Prince of Iran. I want to just play this really quick because this is very interesting. If you guys are not familiar with what's going on in Iran, they're protesting. The people are trying to free themselves from the tyrannical Islamic Republic regime government of Iran. And there is the prior Shah, the prior king of Iran, had a son. They call him the Crown Prince of Iran. And the Crown Prince of Iran is the one that everyone's calling on to come in and lead the people to a revolution to overthrow the government, which they're in the middle of right now. But the criticism is he's trying to be a person that does that and is that for the people, yet he's also not really going after it. So here's a message from Patrick Bet-David to who is the Crown Prince of Iran.
Reza Pahlavi, when's the last time you reached out to the president and met with him?
He's asking Reza Pahlavi, which is the Crown Prince. He says, when's the last time you reached out to President Trump? Because are you afraid of upsetting people on the left? Are you afraid of upsetting woke people if you went and talked to President Trump to help free your country from radical Islamic regime? Listen to it again.
Reza Pahlavi, when's the last time you reached out to the president and met with him? Have you? When's the last time you reached out and met with him? Do you remember when Pierre Poilievre didn't meet with Trump and didn't want to come and meet with the guys because they were worried how the Canadians felt about it? Did you avoid that meeting because you were worried what Iranians thought about you? Were you like, oh my God, the progressive Iranians are not going to like it if I go meet with the president? This is the closest we've ever come to this. Pick up the phone call and call him. Go meet with him wherever he's at. Leave your vacation, whatever part of the world you're in right now. Go meet with him. If you truly are committed to doing this, you're one of the handful of people. I know you don't want the job. When we did a live public interview, the world saw it. You don't want this job. You want to help contribute and make the transition as it's going through. I spoke to a couple of the folks to see if there's been a meeting. There's been no documented meeting.
MP Rich says Javid Shah. That means, long live the Shah. And that's what it is. We had the Crown Prince. He's been on the PBD podcast. He's said that he doesn't want to be the ruler of the country, doesn't want to be the president, doesn't want to be a dictator, doesn't want to be the leader of a democracy. He doesn't want to be part of the leadership of the country of Iran. But he is down to be like a liaison, a person that helps transition the country to a new democratic government. In my opinion, people keep saying democratic government, but it should be a constitutional republic like USA. Actually, if you want my real opinion, I think Iran should become one of the United States. That's just me, but people call me crazy, but I don't care. You can call me what you want, but I think Iran should become one of the United States. Not to change the country, trying to change the people, change the culture. No, it stays as a Persian culture, Persian place, Persian people, Persian. It's still the country of the Persians, but it's one of the United States. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine how gnarly that would be? Can you imagine the strategic geographical location we would have in the Middle East? Yeah. That would be insane. That to me, that is woo. That's crazy. That would be, oh my God. But I think it should be one of those states, one of our states. I really do. 51st, or maybe Venezuela 51, Iran 52. A lot of people still talking about Greenland. Anyway, that's my take. PBD has interviewed the Crown Prince, and PBD has the opinion that the Crown Prince should be standing a little stronger and doing a little bit more. He should be reaching out to Trump. He should be not afraid to talk to Trump. He should not be afraid to upset people on the left. And to be quite honest with you, majority of the people of Iran, majority of the people that are Persian, whether they're in the country of Iran or have already left the country of Iran, all the Persians around the world are on the side of Trump. They're on the right. The left, the people that are on the left are who got Persians into this mess. In 1979, they had the woke sort of leftist party, like our Democrat Party today. They were in this mindset of socialism. They were in this mindset of why is there like some king that has palaces and we don't? Why do people make money and not everyone can, but some people can, some people can't? It's like, well, you got to go work hard and go create things and do things. You want to make money? Go make money. You know what I mean? That's capitalism, and that's how it was. But the people on the left wanted to have this amazing, what they thought was this incredible, amazing socialism led by Islam to go run the country. They got what they wanted. It's been 47 years of devastation, of destruction. The country, people say, was taken back 1,000 years, 2,000 years. People say that, Islam has major transgression is just taking the country way back. The people have never been as poor as they are now. And anybody that was able to has left Iran. So, the leftist ideology, the socialist ideology, the Islamic ideology, none of that worked. None of it helped. They did not even do one of the things they promised. They promised all these free resources, free water, free this, free that, free, all this stuff. Not one of which they were actually able to do. So, of course, when we circle that back to America and we think about what these Democrats are going out in the streets and asking for, they're trying to do this new democratic socialist thing. Okay, they were woke, and now they're trying to get rid of the label of woke. They're still woke. They want to get rid of the label, so they transitioned to Democrat socialism, so they could get away from this woke thing because they know woke is broke, and that's the issue. That's what's happened. They want democratic socialism now. You saw Mamdani. You saw what's happened. They basically Mamdani's the person that the girl that he appointed, and I think I have a message, a video of her. The girl that Mamdani appointed to be in charge of whatever department it is was saying that she wants to get rid of private property and everything should be government property. Like we're talking crazy talk. So I'm going to see if I have a video of that here somewhere. I don't think I do, but if I come across, I'm going to play that for us.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but toppling the Maduro regime in Venezuela is America first. With Maduro now confirmed to be being charged in New York, it's not just Venezuelan news. It is Western Hemisphere power politics, and it directly affects China, Russia, and Iran because Venezuela under Maduro became something far more important than people understand. Venezuela became a strategic node, right? A junction in the global sanctions, oil, and illicit finance network that literally props up America's adversaries. Let me explain. Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserves in the world with over 300 billion barrels, but under Nicolas Maduro, the mismanagement and corruption collapsed their production from about 2.5 million barrels per day back in 2013 to under 700,000 barrels per day at points within the last decade. But oil still matters because oil is the Maduro regime's oxygen. It's exactly what has enriched his regime and all of the cronies around him who are loyalists who he has appointed. It's how they've gotten all their money. And in recent years, China became the dominant destination for Venezuelan crude oil, often taking 55% to as much as 90% of total exports depending on the month. Just months ago in November alone, roughly 746,000 barrels per day went to China according to ship.
Yeah, so we keep learning more and more about where this is all at. So China, Venezuela was in bed with all of our enemies, all of the countries that are trying to undermine our country, that are trying to destabilize America and the West. So big problem. And Trump is just, I can't believe it. He did what he did. I'm still blown away, and I'm really hopeful that he will do something with Iran. The Iranians have been fighting for freedom from that tyrannical government for the last 47 years. We all see this. They keep going and having protests. They keep getting killed, imprisoned, and then fleeing the country. And they need a break. So hopefully that can happen.
And I believe that at some point in the not too distant future, you won't even have income tax to pay because the money we're taking in is so great, it's so enormous that you're not going to have income tax to pay. Whether you get rid of it or just keep it around for fun or have it really low, much lower than it is now, but you won't be paying income tax.
Very excited to hear Trump talk about income tax. However, I live in California, who taxes us more than I think any other state. I don't know, maybe New York taxes more than California, but I don't think so. And so getting rid of federal income tax sounds awesome. It's still a huge W. However, those of us in states like California, we won't feel it as much as the rest of you guys. And you guys also should know that from what I'm gathering, California is not going along with the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and all that other stuff. So it's a pretty wild thing. But if we do get rid of federal income tax, that will be incredible. Very much looking forward to that and see what we can do about California income tax. I would love to. Louis says, come to Texas, no state income tax. I would love to, man. I wouldn't love the weather. I've been to Texas more times than I can remember. It's cold. When it's cold, it's really cold. When it's the summer, it's really hot. I break a sweat between my hotel room and anywhere and to my car. When I walk out of the hotel room and go to the car, I'm already breaking a sweat in the summer. It's way different than Southern California. I love Florida. I would do Florida. It's a humid place, but I love Cuban cigars and I love Florida in general. But I can't leave California. I'm one of those where, I'm going to stand my ground and if I have to make more money, I'm going to find a way to make more money to stay and do it. So N Torch says, you are correct. Medi, California has higher state income tax than New York. It's crazy. It is what it is. And I just deal with it. I go, and I if I got to make more money, I got to find a way to make more money. And that's the mentality. I want to be here to make some kind of change for California. So look forward to that. Hopefully we can, call out all the crazy shit that's going down in California, all of the fraud, Gavin Newsom scamming California for years out of billions and billions of dollars. But guys, that's going to be the end of the stream for today. I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you for coming along with the ride. And we have a lot going on, guys, a lot. I got my ears on everything, so I might go live whenever things go down because there's all kinds of things happening. Iran is on the verge. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you guys on the next live stream. God bless you guys. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for supporting me, subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys. Bye.
We have a president who actually fulfilled the promises he made during the campaign, securing the border to foreign policy.
He now has a record as president that's pretty damn impressive.
We are all Charlie Kirk!
Why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let him in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person.
In that same year, you had the left side destroying Teslas.